We have some fat little piglets wandering around. They of course are slipping right out of the cattle panels, and they're all over the homestead. These little guys will be naturally weaning in the next couple weeks, at which point we will be selling them. We're gonna try and sell as many of them as we can, so if any of you guys are in the inland northwest and happen to be in need of some American guinea hog piglets, get in touch with me, let me know. And you might be wondering who this handsome fella is. This is our new ram lamb that we just got. And Clara's coming over to see him too. I had to get one more lamb from our breeder Tess. We had one more customer that really wanted to get some grass-fed lamb from us, so we brought him here to raise him out in late fall. He's gonna be harvested for a customer. How's it going, Penny? You doing all right? I know, you don't like the camera. Our sheep, other than not really enjoying the heat we've been having lately, are doing excellent. They have been enjoying the daily rotational grazing program we've had them on. Hi, Connie. A few weeks back, we had to wean a couple of our ram lambs off of their mother, Fiji, because she was losing condition, meaning she was losing a lot of weight and she was looking way too thin. It took longer than I thought for Fiji's bag to dry up. It has definitely receded significantly over the last week. As a result, Fiji is starting to put back on a little bit of the weight that she was losing. When condition scoring sheep to check for whether they're too skin or they're obese, there is a rating system, a 1 through 5, 3 being pretty optimal weight for sheep. Fiji was really close to being a 1, and now she's back up to about a 2. So we're definitely seeing some improvement. She's still, of course, underweight and has a little bit more to go as far as her progress goes. Hi, Maggie. This is Maggie. Maggie is Connie's daughter. As you can see, Maggie is not very shy. She's very, very friendly. Aren't you, Maggie? Yes, you're a good girl. Well, girls, I need to start putting up your fence for your next paddock so we can get you rotated on some fresh grass soon. How's that sound? Good? Good. The daily rotational grazing program is working out pretty well for us so far. This is the first paddock the sheep were in when we went to the strip grazing program probably about 6 weeks ago. So this was a fence line right here. The sheep did not graze this area right here, but they were right here, and you can kind of see the difference. This is coming back a darker green. Now it's not quite as thick as I'd like. We've just not had the rainfall that we needed to get a lot of regrowth. But what is coming back is definitely a lot darker green. As you see on this side, it's a lighter green. This side is a darker green, which it's really neat to be able to see that improvement in just one grazing. I pulsed the sheep across this whole field right here, and then they went over the little culvert and then back around this other side. Moving them daily, that took just under a month. It would have been probably closer to 6 weeks before moving them back to the other side of the driveway. But the chicken tractors did a number on the pasture on this side of the fence. Both the chicken tractors had gone down and then back up and were working their way back down. So there were several strips of pasture that were taken out by the chickens. The sheep had almost 50% less pasture because of the chickens there. But the chickens have to eat too, right? So, well, at least they did. Now we're eating them. But when the sheep got done on that side of the driveway, I moved them back over to here, the side where the corral was, where they started out originally. And I brought the sheep all the way up through here, all the way out there. And now you can see them out there. This is their second time grazing this side of the field this year. This area over here got really, really nice grass early in the spring. I put the sheep out on that. They grazed it down, and for the second grazing, all that grass had come back really nicely, so the sheep got a second pass on some really nice grass over here. I really believe the grass got so nice over here because this is where I had my ram lambs that I grazed last season. They were very much concentrated in this area and then right out through here when I went to a laneway system. So I'm gonna move the sheep from there to there today, and I'm gonna move them around in this area for the next few days, and then after that, they'll be ready to go all the way back to that first spot. You ready, girls? 1, 2, 3. Come on over here, Blue. Come here, buddy. Come on, Blue. Blue really does not like the camera. Come on out. Come over here, buddy. Come on, it's okay. Come on, Blue. Come on, boy. But I know someone who does. Annabelle. Now for a long overdue update on our Akbash livestock guardian dog, Blue. Come on, Blue. Come on, boy. Come on, Blue Bear. It's okay, Blue. Sorry about the flies on you, buddy. It's okay, boy. Blue has been doing significantly better since you guys last saw him a couple months ago. Though you can't tell from this video because, again, he gets kind of freaked out with the camera. I'm not really sure why. But though you can't really tell right now, Blue has really shaken off all that depression that he had. He's much more active now. He's much more alert. He's getting up, patrolling a lot. He's got his ears forward. He's got his tail up a lot. And, most importantly, he's barking a lot. What seemed to be a real turning point for him was putting him out on the daily pasture rotation with the sheep. Toward the beginning of June, I moved the sheep out of the corral across the driveway to the far corner of our property and started our rotational strip grazing program. Where that first paddock was, where I had the sheep, you can see some neighbors off in the distance at a diagonal to our property, and they had just gotten a dog. And Blue, hearing, smelling, and seeing this dog, got activated. I distinctly remember hearing lots of barking all of a sudden from our property, and I went out to look, and I was thinking, could that be Blue? We hadn't heard him bark up until that point. And sure enough, I looked out there and Blue was barking up the storm. And his tail was up, he was running around. Ever since that, when he saw that dog, he has just been on. Now granted, he is 6 years old, and so he's not a young puppy or anything like that, but he's now really fitting into the role in which I envisioned him having here at the homestead, being a calm, mature, well-trained livestock guardian dog. So after Blue had that awakening, he started being much more attentive to what was going on around him, the sheep, and every time the UPS man comes in the truck, he gets up and starts barking. On occasion, I hear coyotes howling off in the distance, and he starts barking, which lets them know, hey, there's a big dog here guarding these sheep, so don't even bother. Right, buddy? Right, buddy? Blue still has some of his stiffness going on in his joints. I've been giving Blue a glucosamine, chondroitin, and turmeric combo dog tablet every day for the last month or so. He is now off of his pharmaceutical medicines and on the over-the-counter kind of stuff. We've definitely seen some improvement in his mobility, and he doesn't seem to be in as much pain anymore. And the depression's gone, so he's doing much better. I got a lot of questions regarding Blue's tooth. In the last video, I talked about how he had an exposed nerve. I did follow up with the vet on this, and she corrected me. She said it wasn't necessarily an exposed nerve, it was just a dying tooth, and that she saw no problem with it as far as just leaving it there. She said she didn't want to remove it. I was expecting her to remove it, but she said that she was not going to remove it, that it was really no concern to her. If I wanted to pursue the tooth removal still, I'd have to take him to another vet, which is not out of the question, but I've seen so much other improvement in him that I'm not really sure it is causing him a problem. And Blue is eating regularly, eating well, and has not had any more issues with digestion or diarrhea. The breeder from whom we purchased Blue was trying to make the situation right. He did offer to swap Blue out and give us a new dog. And after talking with him more, we kind of pitched the idea of possibly retiring Blue, adopting him as a pet, and getting a second dog. The breeder was very open to that, willing to do it. But with Blue's improvements, I've really gained a lot of confidence in him in being able to perform the duty of the livestock guardian dog. He is switched on, he is alert, he's doing his job. So I called the breeder and told him that unless Blue takes a turn for the worse anytime soon, that we will just be keeping him. We don't need a second dog, and we don't need to swap him out. Blue's doing great.